everyone, and welcome back to another episode of War and Sarah.
Hello.
And to give some breaking news for you, this podcast will be totally focused on the upcoming movie schedules, reviews, and the best part is theories.
Theory time.
Boop, boop. That's coming up for the upcoming Marvel movies universe that's coming within, I believe, between April and May 2018. So the first thing that I want to talk about, before we get into the Marvel fiesta, SHAZAM did exceptionally well.
Yep. I mean, I have to say, I always had faith in this movie. I think there is podcast proof that I always had faith in this movie. I would just like to say, even though I'm not a DC person for the films at all, I definitely saw this trailer and was like, you know what? This is going to be good. I believe in this. I believe in Zachary Levi. He can do it.
I had doubts about it only because DC has let people, even as a DC comic guy, they have let me down on many, many, many occasions.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm just happy it did well, so.
Yep, I mean, I know you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But I did.
Oh, you did. So it is the dreams.
It is. It does do really well. Like I said, I had always believed this movie was going to be good, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to see it. I'm going to support the movie. I'm excited because I saw Aquaman, even though I was kind of like meh on it, and Aquaman was good, but it was nothing spectacular. I think SHAZAM really hit that sweet spot where they know what Marvel did to be successful, and they emulate it a little bit, but they definitely give it its own sort of tone and voice.
Right.
Right? So for those of you who don't know the plot of the movie, SHAZAM follows this kid, Billy Batson, who is a foster kid who's looking for his mom and refuses to believe that his mom isn't looking for him anymore. And he ends up defending one of his foster brothers who is disabled. And because of that, he is chosen to be champion and is given the mantle of SHAZAM. And then so whenever he says the word SHAZAM, he turns into an adult superhero with super speed, super strength, the ability to fly, electricity powers, all that good stuff. But of course, for any good superhero origin story, there has to be a villain, and that villain is Dr. Javon. I believe they don't really ever say his name very clearly, but
No.
Basically he's the embodiment of the opposite side of SHAZAM, which is the 7 deadly sins.
Yep.
And there are some really fantastic moments in this movie. It is, as you can tell from the trailer, super funny. It is irreverent. It spits a little bit on the superhero genre, which is fine, because frankly, the superhero genre could use a little tarnishing. But it does have these very genuine moments of heart and just real care with these characters. And obviously there's a huge surprise at the end, which they did a great job of not even hinting at in the trailers, which makes me super happy.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know. Now I'm getting you all.
Yeah, getting ready for it. Intrigued.
Yeah.
I think one of the most surprising points of the movie was that this is DC being lighthearted. That's the one thing I was really excited for seeing Aquaman, as well as I believe Jeff Johns was involved in this, and I remember a while back, this is in comic books, that Jeff Johns was, when he was at DC, during Rebirth, even time he was a writer and did movie management, he's always been pushing lighthearted stories. There was JSA and Hawkman and several other lighthearted events I could think of. And he's had this idea and direction for a long time, and then put it on the screen and it works. And, F you, Dan Didio, this is what people want. People do, I'm not saying we can all have Batman, but not everyone has to be Batman.
Yeah, Batman only really works as Batman, and really, that's it. Please don't do more Batman.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But it's really good the movie was able to capture all the essence, because it's from seeing the trailers and seeing him just goofing off, should be a hero. I mean, I think it was one of them. I think the trailers, he actually realized he's bulletproof. He just punched the guys. He doesn't even pay. You didn't even pay for the junk food you took. It's I'm just walking out. Whatever.
Yep.
I saved the day.
Yeah, he saves the day. And it talks a little bit about YouTube culture. It talks a lot about being in a foster family, and they do a really good job of making this diverse and interesting foster family. They could have gone for the typical oh, everybody loves each other so much, and Billy Batson right away is oh, I've been looking for a home. No, they definitely show that this family has challenges and issues that they have to go through, but it's a really endearing it's a very endearing part of the movie
Right.
because you can tell like these people just want to love Billy, like they just want him to feel at home and cared for, and Billy's like, no, my mom is my real mom, and that the
Exactly.
way that they handled that, I kind of could see where they were going with that. Um, but I still think that Asher Angel, who plays Billy Batson, not transformed, did a fantastic job of getting across like the complicated emotions of dealing with that scene where he does, I mean spoilers, he does find his mom eventually.
Oh
No
yeah, yeah.
duh.
I mean, yeah,
No duh, she's not dead.
yeah. You
Um
can't do that. You can't do it in the kids movie. Oh, whoa, whoa, right?
yeah. But but it's definitely like it's definitely very like you feel horrible for this kid. But like anyway,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
more spoilers.
No more
It's
spoilers. Yeah.
it's definitely worth the watch. It is seriously just so well made, and the action is a lot of fun to watch. Zachary Levi just looks like he's having a ton of fun. And that big sort of surprise, I won't say twist because it's not a twist, but the big surprise at the end just like really elevates this movie from like good to like really good to great.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And speaking of great movies that came out, Captain Marvel
Oh
did
yes.
it phenomenally well to the point that, we'll allude to this later, people make conspiracy theories why the movie did well and still blame Brie Larson and God knows who else why this movie did well or cheated its greatness. That I'm using exact, is that the term? Cheated its greatness.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
It
So
is it is really really hilarious the lengths people will go to instead of just being like this movie wasn't for me, but I guess it was for other people because lots of people went to go see it.
yeah, and they like we discussed last episode of the podcast. It's a Marvel movie. People, the brand is that good.
Yeah,
Like
it
my
really is.
only paranoias of the movie was how to put this. Brie Larson has been known for having a strong independent streak, and I wonder how that would affect because you have being a superhero, like just like Zachary Levi, you have to be in character. Well, Brie Larson's acting is great, but I've always known her as playing Brie Larson as Brie Larson. You know?
Yeah, I mean in Room she was really good.
Yes. Yeah.
But I mean, and I think honestly, if we think about it, like this is minor spoiler territory, guys. If you haven't seen Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
I don't know. First of all, where you at, and second of all,
Where you at?
I don't know. Skip like the next 10 minutes or something. But I think for me, the reason why Brie Larson, like, there's definitely some people who are like, oh, she was kind of cold, she was kind of this. For me, it was interesting because her story, the Captain Marvel story, is not the story of, say, Captain America or Iron Man, who have to elevate themselves, who have to find their inner strength and
Yeah.
become these heroes, right? Captain Marvel was always a super badass who
Yeah.
the system oppressed, basically, who, made her feel less than, constantly talked down to her, told her that she
Exactly.
wasn't good enough, forced her, like even with that scene with the Jude Law character where he's or Yorn something,
Yeah.
when he's like, fight me without your powers, and it's just, and then she just blasts him in the face, like, why would she fight you without her power? Like, that's so stupid.
Right, you're trying to say like you're nothing without a power. It's like I'm a hero. Why would I not use advantages? This is
Yeah.
come on.
It's like it's who she is. Like it's part of her. Like why, like forcing her to fight his way, which is bullshit. Like she's not him. She's not the system. She's her own person.
Yeah, it
Um.
would be like if and worst part of people make an argument. We're like, oh, Spider-Man would no, Spider-Man would never do it. He has spider senses. Why would he not use his
Yeah.
super strength? And this is
Yeah.
to stop you, an evil person.
And it's great because like you very rarely, like usually the hero's journey is like you are unworthy and then you become worthy,
Right.
whereas Captain Marvel's like she was always worthy, but like many women who are great at lots of different things and lots of different career paths or callings, she is put down upon by the system and has to figure out that like the whole system has been against her and realizes that she's had her power all along, which
Yeah.
is a super, I think, a really important storyline, not just for girls to see, but for everyone,
Oh
to
yeah.
like to
It teaches you
systematic.
essentially a lot of things, which
Yeah.
how to put this. I've always some people can argue the idea of self love is a feminist idea or human. I think teaching self love or self awareness is a very important quality to learn as a child through an adult because sometimes people could just be wrong about you. And I'm not saying being arrogant, people just wrong. Like, hey, you're not right. No, you know what? You're just being you. I know I'm right about this because I believe in myself. Not believe in myself in a building, but I believe.
Right.
That's important.
You know
And
that you're stronger than people give you credit for. And
exactly.
in her case, the whole motif for her was like she constantly falls, but she always gets back up.
Yeah.
Like she never stops fighting, which to me is so important as a story. Because again, like it would have been fine if they'd done the typical like unworthy to worthy, you have to
Earn your
your
stripes and
greatness.
whatnot.
Yeah. But the fact that they decided to do something different, that they were like, we're going to go a different way and touch on these struggles that not just women but lots of different people face, whether they be people of color, whether they be disabled, whether they be from a different economic strata.
Yeah.
That really sort of ties into this theme that like sometimes you are enough, sometimes you don't have to become a hero, sometimes you just are a hero, sometimes you just are great.
Yep.
And like fuck the system, don't let the system hold you down
Yeah.
no matter what.
Exactly. And the thing is, with the success of the thematics in the movie, it did very well. I think it did like over 200 plus million. That's just like roughly within like the first weekend. Did amazing. And because of that, a lot of comic book people, quotation marks, and critics had amazing theories. The best theories I can think. I'm going to name one of them.
Yeah.
Marvel and the movie theaters, particularly I believe AMC and Regal, whomever, bought tickets and showed films to empty theaters.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Don't you
That's
know
one.
that's a normal thing that people do,
And by the way,
Absolutely.
let's put this in perspective. That makes it even better than that. You guys may know this or not know this. The movie viewing, I would say, culture is actually slowly dying out. It's not doing as well as it used to, regardless of the blockbusters.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are seeing the movies in between the blockbusters. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
So, and like, if you guys ever see a movie that's not a blockbuster or a cult hit, and you noticed outside of the maybe every movie would say, "Thank you for seeing the movie in the original format it's meant to be." You ever notice that's weird? Because back in the day as kids, they never said anymore. You see the movie, see the movies. Now they're thanking you for paying the
To
roughly
see the
40
movie,
bucks.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it's changed, people. Moviegoers aren't as frequent as they used to be. So why would they do that? They're wasting their own money
Yeah,
to boost sales, which they're not theirs.
but and like listen, like I'm just going to be straight here. Like we heard this with the rumors with the Black Widow movie. Nobody in Hollywood is going to pay themselves to make a movie succeed. They're just
Yes.
not going, like they didn't do it for Ant-Man. Ant-Man was kind of not a flop, but it was just kind of like
It's
meh.
one of the lowest grossing Marvel movies. I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it was uninspired. And then with Black Widow, they're like, oh, we're gonna make an R-rated movie, and if it fails, we're gonna blame it on the fact that it's female led, which hopefully is not true. Hopefully, it is just a rumor. But
Yeah.
at the same time, nobody nobody in Hollywood is here to be like, oh man, if we don't let the women succeed.
Yeah.
Believe me, they're fine. They've got the three biggest superheroes still, at least for now, in the franchise, and they definitely don't need Captain Marvel, to save the MCU. It would be
Right.
one thing if a Captain America or an Iron Man movie flopped,
Oof. Yeah.
which cough cough Iron Man 2. Um,
Yes, I remember that.
oof. But
Oof.
that would be a lot more troubling for Marvel, and that would be if they were going to quote unquote use the strategy. That would be where I would assume they would put their money toward, not a movie like Captain Marvel,
Which, by the
which
way, was essentially much like Ant-Man, or like Guardians, was a low key border. I mean, budget wise, it was roughly an average compared to the lesser Marvel movies like Doctor Strange and I want to say what had a mid tier budget. I want to say Guardians One had a no, not Guardians One. Ant-Man, roughly around the same range of a budget, roughly. So it's like I'm gonna put this much resources in a product I'm just testing.
absolutely. And honestly, like at the end of the day, it's like, listen, if you didn't like Captain Marvel, that's fine. You're allowed to not like things. You're allowed to say this wasn't for me, or this isn't made for me, or that I'm not into it. But you can't go around making these conspiracy theories because all you're doing is proving how inflexible and unadaptable you are. The
Oh,
world is full of stories, and some of them are just not made for you, buddy. Or
yeah. Oh,
buddies.
conspiracy theory number two. I think it's one of my favorite. Is quote unquote, and I kid you not, the I'm reading this. I'm reading this off Twitter because this one made me low so bad. Marvel Marvel lied about the pre-sale numbers of the movie, so more people will go see it, thus boosting its sales, causing more people to talk about it.
That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly, that's number two. And the logic to this is because Marvel and Disney did not release the pre-sale numbers to this movie so they could judge it, even though this movie did not, as I can tell today, did not have open pre-sales order. They opened it like a normal movie.
Yeah, absolutely. There were no like, oh my god, like not with the Endgame where like it was just like the mad rush to get tickets,
Yeah,
which we'll talk about in a minute.
right, basically. And the final conspiracy theory, which is total low cake, which combines both two common theories. Fox, everyone knows Fox and Disney will be fusing together soon, mostly the movie properties because Disney bought them. Fox put up the money for it, so the shares of Fox will go up. Hear me out. So
Okay.
that Disney could would be successful because Fox didn't believe in it. And first of all, this is why this theory doesn't work. One, Fox is making those X-Men movies coming out, so let's get that picture. Two, no, it's not X-Men movies. Two, Fox. Why would Fox, a current competitor to Disney, do this just so they buy their shares in movie properties? And three, here's something crazy. Just because two companies are going to fuse together doesn't mean they want to work well with each other. You're buying properties from me. You can do whatever you want. It's not like George Lucas, every time a Star Wars movie is filmed, he goes out and buys 5 million seats to make sure it's Star Wars. He's collecting something called a royalty check.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care either way. The same thing with Fox. The properties are going to be sold. The transition is happening. They're going to get paid either way, success or non-success.
Exactly. And I think people forget that movie making is a business that, sure, they want it to do well, but at the end of the day, if a movie flops, they're still getting the lion's share. Like, when a movie flops, it still makes like a couple million,
Oh,
unless it
yes.
was absolutely atrocious.
Oh, God, yeah.
You
The
know?
only time I can say atrocious movie would probably be, not to crap on my guy, Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, even those bring in like a steady box office, though, which is hilarious to me still.
It's hard. It's a part of me always finds that hard to believe because, like, off tangent, after the '90s, Adam Sandler just stopped being funny.
I would still say into the early 2000s, he was still
Yeah,
doing
that's
okay.
fair.
You know, like with Big Daddy and Anger Management, those were funny movies.
Those are okay. Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, like you can believe what you want to believe,
but it
um,
may not be real.
but it's just yeah, you're just wrong, and it's okay. That's fine. Beliefs don't have to be correct, but
Beliefs
as
don't
long as you
have
don't go into a theater and hurt anybody about it.
Oh man, I should have that on a T-shirt. Your beliefs don't have to be correct. Just for people who just losing their minds.
Yep. Your beliefs don't have to be right. They're just your beliefs. They're not facts.
Basically.
But
Uh,
yeah. And speaking of Fox, actually, this is a little off agenda, but
yeah.
that Dark Phoenix. Oh my god, the shit that it's getting already, even
Oh
before
my
it's
God,
released.
yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for Sophie Turner. I'm like, girlfriend, it is not your fault. It is no one's fault. It is just this movie looks so weird.
Yeah, it looks completely undoable. I feel like is it Sony owns the rights to X-Men? No, it's
No, it's
Fox.
Fox. It's
Yeah, I was
Fox.
right. I was right the first time. It was Fox. So
Yeah.
Fox makes it. Fox has been trying to push the Phoenix saga for so long, trying to do it, and they just can't do it because a movie of that thematics is just really effing hard. It was like, was it Chris Claremont took a large portion of, like, was it maybe roughly 5-6 years to write this plot to get there. So you can't do it in a movie, and the fact that you rebooted X-Men, you're gonna pull it off just like that? Oh man, this is gonna be hard times.
Yep. It's just they just don't have the goodwill necessary to pull this thing off.
No, they don't. Get up.
They just don't. So at
Pretty
the end of
much.
the day, it's going to be trash, and we just have to accept it.
Yeah. But my personal thing is, things that aren't gonna be trash is just Marvel's Avengers Endgame. My God, the
Ooh.
hype machine is blown into my life now.
Yep. It's here. Did you get I know you are in NYC, so did you get tickets? I've heard it was really hard.
No, I did not get tickets. I'm actually not even trying to see. I'm gonna wait 2-3 weeks later to see it with my brother.
Mm.
Because we
Yeah.
both know it's like, because we're probably going to spend the day watching every other comic book movie we have missed. I think we missed Shazam. I'm going to check that out with him. I don't know if he's seen Captain Marvel and watch it with him. And the happy part is, here we go, my brother, typical guy. And he's like, Captain Marvel? Yeah, I want to see it. Why? Because, they all link together. And he's like, this is his honest opinion. He's like 20 years old. He's like, look, if Captain Marvel does well, maybe one day I'll see, and I never understood this about him. Maybe I'll see Ironheart, the female Iron Man movie,
Riri
Pepper
Williams.
Potts. Yeah, Pepper Potts. He's like, maybe the other female Marvel heroes have a chance because he wants to see them on the screen that he likes. He like, maybe Scarlet Witch will have a solo movie. He's saying things because
Actually, Scarlet Witch is going to have a solo TV show
oh, even better. See,
on Disney Plus.
Because my brother is he's not even like down with everything. He's like, I want more Marvel movies to be done because he says I'm a little tired of seeing Captain America and Iron Man. They're cool, but I want to see other heroes.
Yep, and that's fair. That's totally 100% fair.
So he wants if Captain Marvel is good, he's like, then Marvel can start betting on the other heroes in the bullpen,
Yep. And it is interesting. They did announce, and I have to find. I actually covered it for the Outerhaven. Cough, cough. Go to the outerhaven.net for all your geeky news needs. I did cover. They are doing a solo film for one of their kung fu heroes.
Oh, Shang-Chi. Yeah. Shang-Chi, Masters of Kung Fu. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is interesting because Captain Marvel, people know because of the Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel, big reboot. Ant-Man, people know. Guardians was one of the more obscure ones. I'll give you that. But like, I don't think I've ever heard of this particular person.
Oh, yeah. I could actually little tangent. Shang-Chi was created in the late 70s, I believe, but the reason why they haven't been able to use the character in a long, long time because he's connected to the mythos of Fu Manchu. The rights of Marvel didn't own at the time. Since Marvel has the rights to it now, they're now reprinting Shang-Chi Masters Kung Fu with all his stuff with it.
Yeah, and also the whole Fu Manchu 70s Kung Fu exploitation.
Yeah.
Issues. I mean, hopefully they do it better than Iron Fist is all I can say because.
Oh yeah, I think what they're doing better. The reason why they're going to do better is because Shang-Chi fits the. Okay, Shang-Chi is, regardless of people feel, Asians do kung fu movies. Let's get the stereotype of the way. That's going to appeal to a lot of people. As well as Shang-Chi's kind of an interesting character in the sense that he's kind of been all around the Marvel universe, but never kind of a main star kind of thing. So they have more leeway. And another thing that would be really interesting is that, again, I'm really looking forward to the fact that he fights his Fu Manchu on top of a mountain for death. It's classic 70s Game of Death kind of thing, yeah. And if you guys are interested in Shang-Chi Masters Kung Fu, you can buy the Epic Trade, which is I think about roughly $40 at your comic book store. It's called Epic Collection, Deadly Hands of Kung Fu.
Good to know. And honestly, like, to me what is super interesting, thinking back to the 70s, like the era of the Kung Fu movie and also blaxploitation, was that these Kung Fu movies brought in a particularly African American audience. Yes. Or Black audience, I should say, to be more inclusive. But to me, that's really interesting because, part of me is like, oh, are they trying to court the nostalgia of an older Black audience? To which I'm like, hell yeah, if because that's a huge thing, especially among Black nerds. It's like these kung fu movies, like Bruce Lee, like Kamal Bell talks about it a lot in his book. So that to me is really exciting. I'm like, oh, maybe they are really going to start branching out and trying to, reach other audiences.
Yeah, definitely.
Because,
I mean, the success of Luke Cage showed with kind of the thing of that. So yeah, you can sell it. That's the best way to describe it.
Absolutely. There's an audience there.
Yeah.
And they are willing to spend their time and probably their money. So that's
Marvel, maybe we should spend money on this. Maybe. Like, really?
Yeah, they're gonna give it. Honestly though, like, let's be real here. Like, I'm not here to shit on Black cinema, but lately it's just been like anything Tyler Perry produces and those really sad Christian movies that I never want to see.
Jordan Peele exists, so that's what.
That's true. That's true. You know what? I take it back. Now Jordan Peele is here, and Jordan Peele is now like, I don't give a shit about white audiences, and I'm like, yeah!
He just, honestly, he makes... The best way to describe Jordan Peele, like, even his TV shows, he has The Last Cold, The Last OG, he's executive producer of it, it's amazing. And I think that I really wish the best success for him because he has such a different perspective when it comes to Black culture or even the storytelling within cinema and TV. I want more people to have that freedom and just do it. Because it's like, what's the worst that can happen?
Yep. And also, like, he's gonna be directing or creating, I forget what exactly his role is, called Lovecraft Country, based on this book. Which, if you have not read Lovecraft Country, I highly 100% recommend it, because it is basically like, what if Lovecraft, but with Black people? And it touches on these really interesting issues of, like, family, of culture, of, like, white passing versus not white passing. And the ending, honestly, is just, it's just hilarious. Like, the ending, I wish you had read it so we could talk about it, but, like, I won't spoil it for you in case you do decide to go read it.
Yeah.
It's just like one giant fuck you to white people.
Which, oh god, that's 10 out of 10 for me right there.
Yeah, it's just the most perfect fuck you I've ever read, and I'm just like, God bless you, Matt Ruff, who wrote the book. I'm like, this is A+ ending. I dig it super hard. So yes, he's gonna be working on that. That's gonna be really great. And it is interesting that he is approaching it through the horror genre, because I don't know if the rest of y'all have opened your eyes, but Black people are having a really tough time in America.
Yeah.
Especially now. I mean, they've always had a really tough time because slavery and colonialism and Jim Crow and shit, but, now there's a peak in toughness, which is just fucking awful.
Yeah.
So definitely excited to see his take on it. But yeah, if they are going to court a Black audience by pointing to the nostalgia of the sort of kung fu era, I am all down for it, because that's gonna be great. And I'd love to see who's gonna direct. I don't know if they have a director yet. I forgot.
Please not Scott Buck.
No,
Scott Buck, yeah.
Why not? Yeah, get like a Jordan Peele type. Get somebody who grew up on these movies.
Yeah.
That to me would make it so much more interesting. Because
or the showrunner from Luke Cage season 1. He did really, really well with that.
Yeah, that would be super, super good. But, like, I also am not holding my breath.
True. And also, going back to the topic of Endgame pre-sales, they just broke the record. It's like the highest ever been. I couldn't get a ticket. I'm going to see it later. But it's just like the amount of money. Well, we're just from announcing it alone, people like, take it all. Take it.
Take my money. Oh, wait. He does have a director. Sorry. I'm just looking real fast.
Okay.
To see. I just wanted to look. But I live out on Long Island, so I actually didn't have a lot of trouble getting tickets, which was pretty nice.
Oh,
so
you're gonna see it on time. I'm gonna have to wait like some plebeians.
Some plebs. I'm gonna go see it Sunday. I'm not even seeing it the first day, so like whatever. So the guy who's directing it is Dustin Daniel Cretton. Is half Japanese, half Irish Slovak, which is interesting.
Yeah.
He directed The Glass Castle, which was an autobiography of a movie with Brie Larson in it. So
wow,
fun times.
The connections.
So I've never seen his work. I'm sure he'll do fine. So he's coming at it probably from a slightly different angle, but either way, like, cool, you got a director of color to direct your movie with people of color. Like, good job, Marvel. You get the check. You get the little check mark right next to the yay you didn't do a racist.
Which, by the way, I want to see what people do conspiracy theories about. They won't, because it fits just like I mentioned earlier. It fits the stereotype. See, Asian man doing kung fu. That's right. I'm like, cool.
I mean, it's hard because, like, partially, like, yes, kung fu, karate, martial arts are integrally tied to the culture of, different Asian countries, but also it's like, the problem is we've done it so much that it's just like, okay,
it's become, but, like,
there are some Asians who don't know kung fu and are not good at math, and it's okay to be like, I made an Asian character that's not good at kung fu.
Right. Exactly. That's what no, my major gripe about it is because it's like, I love Iron Fist, right? This is cool, and it's like people. I guess I was mad at the beginning when people during the series. I mean, the series wasn't good, but people make arguments. Oh, white man kicker. They should have casted Danny Rand as an Asian. I'm like, dude, Danny Rand's always been white.
Yeah.
And you can't really you're fitting your own stereotype into that. It's like, no.
I think they just missed. I think for me, I was actually in the camp that I wish they had gotten an Asian American right? Like somebody
Yeah.
who needed to connect to his culture but was still very much at heart an American.
Right.
And also just like because the guy they actually hired to play Danny Rand just could not fight for shit.
Oh, exactly. That. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was like they could have made it work if, but they didn't.
No.
So, and there we are.
Yeah. Here we are.
So
But
yes,
yeah.
but anyway, let's talk a little bit about some theories about who's gonna die or how
Oh
they're
yeah.
going to do it
Endgame.
in an Endgame.
My money is on Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. only because, hear me out, guys. First of all, they're leading towards the comic book arc where they have to call the New Avengers, and because now that Marvel has purchased X-Men from Fox, Wolverine can join the Avengers, which makes a New Avengers.
But then who's
Two,
gonna play Wolverine?
come on, it's Logan.
No, but you know what I mean though. Like Hugh Jackman's done.
Keanu Reeves will do it. I mean, come on, we'll get somebody.
Keanu
Hugh
Reeves
Jackman will
Wolverine,
come
that
back
would
for the
be...
check. We all love. Look, you gotta understand. We all love Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman loves us. He's not gonna just ditch us like Patrick Stewart for his Broadway career.
Excuse me, Patrick Stewart is wonderful, and he's gonna be in a new Star Trek. So don't you insult my beautiful Patrick Stewart, okay?
He literally look. He
I
left.
don't care.
He left X-Men to go on Broadway. A part of me just cried. It's like, I know you're a Broadway actor. Come on, just give me like 2 more movies, man. Come on.
No, he tired. Let him go. Let him go. Those movies are exhausting.
Oh, they are. But I'm actually excited to see him back on Star Trek. I thought he would not even reprise the role, but hey, you know what? Here we are. Woo!
Yep, it's gonna be dope as hell. And I just got CBS All Access because I wanted to watch Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone and Star Trek Discovery. So I'm like, yes, bring it on.
But another reason why I say this is because both Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans will be leaving the MCU. So if they kill them off, not only helps the plot, it also even helps their career move on to other things.
Yep.
So that's my theory too. People who will, I think, guarantee die, and that's about it. I hope they don't kill Don Cheadle because everyone loves Don Cheadle. Come on,
yeah.
killing Don Cheadle.
I mean, Don Cheadle is probably gonna take up quote unquote Iron Man role.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
fair.
Falcon's gonna take on Falcon or Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes.
Actually, in the comics, only in the modern comics where we are now, I think around 20s. I forgot which year. Falcon tried to become Captain America, but prior to that was the run they're doing based on Winter Soldier. Bucky becomes Captain America.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably
gonna
do
getting
Bucky.
their own TV show, both of them, together. The Falcon Winter Soldier TV show, which
sounds like
we need to actually just real quick mention for theory's sake who's gonna live and who's gonna die. So obviously Scarlet and Vision are coming back because they get a TV show, which part of me kind of hopes is based on no better than a beast, no worse than a man. You know that 2-volume.
Oh yeah.
That's such a good. I mean, it's really sad, but that would be dope as hell.
Yeah.
But probably not. And then also Falcon and Winter Soldier are getting a show, and then Hawkeye is getting a show.
Wow.
And but I don't know if you heard about this. Hawkeye's getting a show, but the first season is going to be the transition from him to Kate Bishop.
Oh wow! So we're doing Kate. Oof.
I know. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm like, yes, Kate Bishop.
To me, Kate Bishop is a character that has amazing potential since Matt Fraction. I think Matt Fraction created her. I can't argue that.
I don't remember who, but
I don't remember. Yeah, part of me because I know she was in one of the Young Avengers. My only beef with Kate Bishop as a comic book is that she isn't executed. She's a cool character, but not the proper execution.
Well, now the TV show, hopefully they will.
Exactly.
They will do better.
Because it's like in her own solo series, it felt really weird that she was doing a huge FU to Hawkeye, and the relationship between her and Hawkeye were pretty between friendship and father and daughter kind of thing. So it's like that felt weird having, and it also felt weird she was trying to be a detective like Jessica Jones Essett in the comics, which was also weird. It's like, why would you be a detective? I feel like she hasn't when they try to make her go do a solo career. They didn't really think of it. In my opinion, I would have put her on a team book and then maybe make her gel with other people. But that's just, my theory of a comic book.
But either way, so that's happening. So we do know that Jeremy Renner's not going to die.
Yeah.
This is going to be in the thing. We know for sure that Black Widow's not going to die because she has a movie coming out.
Right.
Unless they decide to set it back when she first joined
The Avengers.
the Avenger Initiative.
Yeah.
We also know that Spider-Man's gonna be fine.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because we have this, they released
Surprise! This comes out on my
Homecoming.
birthday weekend too. I'm like, oh hey, happy birthday to me! It's a new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. Doctor Strange should be fine. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't. I mean, you would have
Probably
killed
getting another
Cumberbatch.
movie.
The fangirls would just lose their mind.
How dare you steal my cummerbund from me?
Cumberbatch.
Who else? I mean, I'm definitely thinking that now that they got James Gunn back, they're definitely making GOT3.
Right.
GOT
Oh yeah. Wait. Didn't Chris Pratt got into this dumb controversy? So I don't think they'll kill him because again, James Gunn's back.
Who got into? Oh,
Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Which controversy with Chris Pratt?
Oh, something about he was part with Ellen Page found out that the church organization that Chris Pratt is part of, yeah, is
homophobic.
super anti gay, anti other. It's anti everything.
Yeah, and I mean yeah, but Chris Pratt is too big now.
Yeah, so I don't think that affects him so much too.
Oh, also, quick mention for Ellen Page, Umbrella Academy season 2 is happening.
All right, we're in there.
Yep, so that's cool. Also, forgot to mention I saw Chilling Images of Sabrina Part 2, which is totally not based on the comics anymore. So
oh no!
You look out for my review on the Outerhaven.net coming soon.
Oh man.
But that's fine. Okay, so let's think who else is gonna live. Okay, so yeah, so I'm guessing everybody there is gonna be fine. They wouldn't dare kill off Groot or Rocket.
Black Panther not happening.
Yeah, Black Panther has to come back because he's already signed for a sequel. I'm guessing Ant-Man's gonna be fine, but like frankly, if Ant-Man died, I would not be heartbroken about it.
I mean, as much as I love Paul Rudd's comedy,
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Yeah.
Yes. Who else? Thor. Actually, I think Thor's gonna die.
Wait. You're gonna kill the most handsome man in the MCU? Get out of here.
Kill him good. No, I don't know. I just have the feeling. That they're gonna kill the trifecta. Because that's what the trailer sort of made it seem like. But how they're going to do it has actually been an interesting question. I think what's going to happen, my personal theory, is rather than trying to defeat Thanos by like attacking him head on, I mean they'll try that first and they'll fail.
Right.
But I think what they're going to do is go back in time through the quantum zone.
Yeah, which also can link back to them putting in hints of Fantastic Four, the microverse and whatnot. Like I said, the liberties they have to do this is great, but oh my god. Oh wait, did it Chris Hemsworth. Quantum Zone, yeah, the Phantoms. Yeah. Chris Evans, did he say he doesn't want to play Thor anymore? I don't know if
I think you mean Chris. He doesn't want to play Captain America. You're thinking Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth is Thor.
I don't think he said anything to that effect, but you never know.
Right.
And also, interestingly, I wonder if they're gonna kill Bruce Banner.
Ooh, we're gonna kill Mark Ruffalo.
Because I remember after the first movie, he's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then all of a sudden he changes his tune, and part of me wonders if they told him, like, listen, 4 more movies and you're done, or whatever.
Exactly. But the thing, though, to me, in my opinion, is that if they kill Thor, which will be interesting, that means they could push, or we'll have a new female Thor, which will be mysterious. No one will know. They could just, like, we have the new goddess of thunder. That'd be interesting.
Lady Thor. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be, which was a good run of comics, please, if you just, whatever you believe. That could be cool. If they kill Hulk, then we'll have there's a possibility we could just have She-Hulk. So they do have potential. Ooh. Like, whatever character gets killed, as long as the ones we don't think it's going to be, as we mentioned in this podcast, there are actual equally and just as good, quote-unquote, replacements for them. I don't like using that term, but,
Yep.
So, yeah, that's equal, yeah. So it's like, I don't feel as bad. Like, to me, though, if they kill Thor, I'll be like, no, not Hemsworth. Come on, man.
Not Hemsworth. No.
Anyone else but him. You kill Tom Hiddleston. He's a jerk.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see how it is. Loki's getting his own series, but they already said that's who I was forgetting. I was like, I'm forgetting someone.
Yeah.
For the Disney Plus series. No, Loki is getting, but they did say they were going to set it in the past. So yeah, maybe Loki still stays dead.
Alright, cool. It's all good then.
Alright, so I think we should just spring right into our recommendations as people are getting all fired up to go see the Avengers. Maybe do some reading while you're waiting online to get into the movie theater.
Right. So my recommendation is, if you haven't already, Please pick up the reprint Scout series by Vertigo DC. And also, if you can, please write your letters to Dan Didio or DC, because as of today, April. I'm so stuck in the past now. April 21st, 2019. They haven't announced they're going to be continuing the series. Scalped is an amazing crime noir series about the Indian prairie lifestyle, dealing with many themes of revenge as well as what is justice. Characters like Bad Horse and Nitz are just so complex and amazing what they're trying to do. I mean, the only weakness of this trade is that you find out who kills Gina Bad Horse, and that's my only thing. But don't worry about it. The whole book is still good. But if you buy this book and you love it, and if you purchase the first 2 volumes as well, please send out a letter or email to DC, HR, PR people and tell them please continue printing this book, because they stopped at 3. And as of my connections, as I talked to many store owners and looked at the DC website, there hasn't been an announcement to continue printing the remaining of the series.
Very sad, very sad. But also, you ever watch the sing-along blog series that Neil Patrick Harris did?
Oh, yes. I remember, yeah.
Bad Horse. Bad Horse. Bad
yes.
Horse. He's bad.
Yeah.
Thoroughbred of sin.
Yeah, the sad part is that's exactly what Bad Horse is in this.
He's a bad horse.
Yeah, he's full of sin. He does drugs. He betrayed his friends. He done all just to stay undercover. By the way.
Wow, what a bad horse.
Exactly, he is exactly a bad. Yes.
Bad. He's a bad pony. All right. So for me, mine is also going to be a Vertigo. I think DC also owns this license, but it's basically Vertigo. I'm going to go ahead and rep Fables, written by Bill Willingham and Lan Medina, art by Lan Medina. It is about a world in which fairy tale characters have bled into the real world and are trying to sort of stay incognito. And there's some really interesting stuff that goes on. A lot of them want to go back to their home world, but they can't. There is a stark divide between the human characters like Snow White and Cinderella, and the ones that can't pass for human, like the 3 Little Pigs. And so there's a big issue where, some of them live on a farm, but they're confined there. There's lots of interesting storylines that go down. There's a murder. Our main characters are Snow White and the Big Bad Wolf, which is fascinating. And honestly, it's a really long series, I'm not gonna lie. There are a lot of stories, a lot of spin-offs.
Jack is a character who's on a spin-off series.
Jack, yep. Cinderella gets her own. But it is definitely a worthwhile read. You can easily pick it up from any library, which is how I read it. And it's super enjoyable. The first volume is Legends in Exile. It is definitely worth picking up. There are deluxe versions too, if you want to get through the story faster, that have more volumes sort of put together in them. So that is my recommendation. Fables. Go find it.
Right, and the spin-off from Fables. If you guys really love Fables and you want to play this video game, Telltale's, the fun company, actually made a Telltale's game based on it. I think it's called It's based off I think it's one of the few crimes that Sarah Bigsby, I believe, as it call himself, the Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's look it up, and it's a really good game. I think it's a cult classic. I love it. And if you really like Fables, or you want to try Fables in the video game format, try it. It's a point-and-click adventure game. I recommend it. The only beef with Fables is that obviously Bill left. I mean, the book is finished. He finished it, but the last issue was so amazing that he had to turn into a giant tree.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you did finish it. So that last issue was great.
So good. Oh man, honestly, I'm very, very, very tempted to reread it. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be so good. So I'm probably gonna end up doing that this week. So
awesome. But anyway, guys, thanks again for listening to us on our amazing podcast. Please sure to follow us on all social media, and be also to follow the Outerhaven.net so you can get more geeky news updates. As well as that's Matthew signing off with Sarah.
Later, guys.
And we'll see you guys next month. Laters.